Day 5 and I'm thriving. I love making rhymes. I don't know. I get a kick out of it and it makes me happy. So I'm going to continue and I'm going to try for every day to come up with a rhyme. That is a challenge in itself. So yeah, I am feeling good. I had another very productive long day. I was one of the last two to leave. Didn't leave the center until about 3:30, and I'm supposed to finish at 3. So I started my day again on the vibe therapy, and I actually on Instagram. So if you're not following me over there, go check it out. I'm just Trisha Graybell on Instagram, and I posted a little video of me. You can see me vibrating. So that's how I started my day, and then I start with a smoothie of some sort or juice, but it's more of like a fruit juice, so it's thicker. And what was it? I think it was strawberry. Then I did the near infrared lamp, so I go to a separate room. The vibe machine, vibe therapy is where the chairs are and stuff, where we get treatment. So that's in one room, and then I go to another room and I had the near infrared lamp. And then I came back to the room and I had blood work done because they were going to check my blood type. Because yesterday I said that for a few years I was under the assumption that I was blood type negative AB. And when my results came back here, I was A positive. So someone made a joke, a friend of mine, Frank, made a joke yesterday that he said, I'm so positive that I changed my blood type. But the thing is, I don't want to. I love being a negative AB because it's so rare. Less than 4% in the world are 4% are negative AB. So that made me extra special, and I like being negative AB. Anyway, I had to get blood work this morning. They did go in my left arm. There was a good-looking vein on there. It was right there. And this left arm was my chemo arm. So every time I would get chemotherapy, I would always go to my left arm. A lot of people ask me, why did I never get a port? A port to me was something foreign, and I didn't want anything foreign in this body because I felt like it was going through enough. So I just didn't want to deal with that. So I am just sending love and light to my veins and trying to keep them healthy and not scarred. But they were able to get enough blood out, and then they put since they already were in, I just was starting to receive my B17 infusion. And while I was receiving that, then I went to have a treatment with my, or not a treatment, just a checkup with my doctor. And because I was saying I was having some pain in not pain, more like discomfort in my left abdomen. And I feel, and what resonates with me is that it's residual pain from my back, because that's where the majority of my pain is. So, and when he did his checkup on me, he didn't feel anything, and I think he's agreeing with me that that's what it is. But we are going to treat my abdomen area just to be safe. But so I had that, I was meeting with him, and then when I got back to the room, I was going to have breakfast. While I was sitting there, my arm just felt really uncomfortable, and I looked down and it was getting inflamed, or not, swelling up. So my vein burst. And what that means is so the needle goes in the vein and I'm receiving treatment, and then some point it must come out of the vein, and then the fluid is filling up inside my arm. So my left arm is swollen today because I got a lot of B17 and it didn't go into my vein. So when the nurse saw it, she stopped, the IV, and then pulled out the needle and went to my right arm, which is the arm that is better off. And I had the nurse, I wrote down her name because I didn't want to mess it up, because I think I messed it up. It's Guadalupe. Guadalupe. She's this cute young girl. I don't know her age. So sweet. Her and my nurse Bree, which is Brizeta, They're so sweet, and I just love them, and you can't help but smile when you're with them, and they make you feel so good and comfortable. But I told Guadalupe that she has like angel hands, so she is so good with the needle. My nurse is too, but just she's better, a little bit better. And so she was the one who gives me the needles now, and she went into my right wrist and it went right in. So we finished my B17 and then my vitamin C in my right arm. But that was a little bit of drama again. So I had that, and then finished the B17. I was eating my breakfast, and then while I'm sitting there, after I finished breakfast, I had the PEMF machine, the pulse electric microfield. Losing a blank. I did bring out my sheet. Nope, it doesn't have the name on it. But I've been saying it every day. You think I would know it by now. So I had that done, and I get what my doctor added was to do on my lower abdomen. It just sits across my stomach, and again, it's that machine that makes you move. Nobody was around to take a video of me, so I couldn't get that one today, but I will get it for you guys. And my stomach felt so much better. And then it went to my lower back, and then my whole back area. So I don't know, there may be like a few minutes, like 5 minutes, maybe it is. And they change the different intensity as to what I can handle. And I like to crank it up. So I had that while I'm still sitting in my chair, have a wonderful view of the lagoon and palm trees and nice blue, clear water. It's so relaxing. And then I was starting to read and just take notes, and I do a lot of journaling. Like I said, I've just been having a lot of good thoughts come to me, and I just like to journal it down. It's very therapeutic. So if you don't journal, I highly recommend it. It's something that you don't have to be scared to commit yourself to, because I know that a lot of times I feel like, oh, I need to sit down and write. But no, if you just like write a sentence or just a word, it just helps get it out there, and the power of pen and paper is just incredible. So I highly recommend you journal if you don't already. So after the PEMF, then I started my vitamin C infusion, and while I was getting that, I got my enema, and I'm telling you, it gets harder and harder. I don't know why. I do a lot of the self-talk and the meditation and telling myself I can hold it. From there, I'm still laying there after I do my stuff, and then she comes in and she does the rectal ozone, and it's ozone air that she just pushes in to my rectum. And again, it's just getting rid of a lot of negative cells and just debris that's left over in your body, and cleaning me out, and just a really good cleanse of my liver and my GI tract and all of that. And then from there, I actually got to meet with the therapist today. I was so excited. She did give me homework yesterday. I didn't meet with her yesterday because I was very sleepy from that antihistamine, and I wanted to be coherent when I was talking with her. And so I met with her today, and I gave her, my homework was like different phrases that resonated with me, things that I need. I should have the sheet and share with you some of the stuff, because I find it so interesting. So hopefully my phone lasts. I am going to get my sheet, which is inside, and I can share it with you guys. I just gotta find my work. It's in here. Hold on. Now I'm showing you. Where is it? I don't know where this is. And the papers, there's so much moisture that these papers are already getting moist. Moist papers. Funny. Oh, here it is. So, I am so like one of the phrases, and you have to just go through it and like pick what, like I said, what resonates with you right now as to what you think can help with your healing. So one of the things, and I'll share with you one thing that I picked that actually will help with my healing. It says, so there's a whole list of flowers on the left, and then it ties up to a phrase or a sentence. And one of the things is helps you live more actively in the present rather than in the future or in your own dream world. And I got to pick 7 different phrases like that. Another one I picked that just resonated with me right now and that will help with my healing is so helps you deal with slow situations or people with good humor rather than impatience or irritability. And the flower with that is actually impatience. And then with the first phrase that I said, the flower is clematis. And so what she does, I gave her all, like 7 of the flowers that I picked off, and she put in a jar like that with the droplet oil. So I have to take 4 drops under my tongue 4 times a day. It doesn't taste like anything, kind of has a sweet aftertaste. So that was interesting, and I had to talk about like significant things that have happened in my life, tragedies or, good or bad, but I think they were pretty much all bad. So just major events in your life that you've dealt with, and we just kept talking, and she shared so much with me that I learned a lot. And one of the things I learned, which I thought was so interesting, is that she was telling me the different things that, like your life. So when you're a child, up until like 7 years, you're just emotions. And then because then when you get into school, you're dealing with the brain. And then when you're an adult, the two come together. So if a child, so in the first 7 years, you want to treat the mother if there's problems. And then like you treat the kid, because emotions are within the first 7 years. So it's quite interesting she asks a lot of like what my parents were going through when I was conceived, like 18 months before I was conceived, and then the first 7 years of my life, like different things that I've gone through. And I was, highly asthmatic. I was born with eczema, and she said, like with a lot, asthma is because of overprotection and like just overprotection. And then kids born with eczema, it ties to anger because something happened in the womb, whether it's me, my being growing, or, anger just in the environment. So I thought that was so interesting how it, with Chinese medicine and holistic stuff, these things that are just opening my eyes that normally, like eczema, it's because my mom shared with me that I was born 2 weeks late and then had the amniotic fluid on my face and it just dried it out, and that's why I had eczema. So it's just so interesting to look at things in a different way. And after, there's a few other things. I hope my phone doesn't die. Of course, I don't charge it before I come on. But so a really cool thing, that experience that I had was, and I'm dealing with, I was in a really bad car accident in 97, and then I was in another one in 2015. And then when the metastasis, when that happened, it was after I was in that car accident, and just the correlation between everything, it's just mind opening. And I see my phone going dim, so it's going to die. So I'm going to hold you in suspense and share with you tomorrow. I'll go into more detail about my appointment with the therapist and what all I learned, and I can share it with all of you guys. So after my therapist appointment, I had the full body hyperthermia, and today I got to 102.74 degrees Fahrenheit. I lasted the full time in 99 degrees in this like tube. And yeah, I was listening to a meditation and just really telling myself I can do it, because it is tough those last 12 minutes. Then I had the local hyperthermia, and she just picks different spots that I need to focus on. So she did my abdomen, and then she did my lower clavicle underneath, and then my back. And then from there, I had the oxygen chamber. So again, I was on HBO, and it was just relaxing. I was listening to a meditation in that. And I got my hair results and my thermography results. My doctor, I mean, this is when I think I got out of the hyperbaric oxygen chamber at 3:20, and I'm supposed to be done at 3. So I felt so bad that they were staying late for me. I had my lunch to go because I didn't have time to eat it, and I didn't want it to count into any of my treatments. And then so my doctor gave me my results, and he said I can review them. They are in English, and then we're gonna if I have any questions, we're gonna talk tomorrow. Yes, they work 6 days a week. And then, yeah, so that was my day. It was so exciting. I've learned so much. There's so much that I have to take in. There's so much that I'm just going through my journal that I was making notes with today. And this experience, this journey is so eye-opening. And again, I'm so blessed for all of you that continue to support me, that continue to watch, that continue to send your messages. And I love that I get to share it with all of you. I am blessed that I get to experience this for you guys and help you guys not fear disease and anything that you are being diagnosed with or faced with, and to let you know that you can overcome anything. So on that note, I'm going to go to dinner, even though I'm not that hungry. There's a bunch of us that are meeting here at the hotel. There's an outside buffet, and they do a good like salad and stuff like that. So that's what I'm going to go do. I do have treatment tomorrow on Saturday, same time. I'll get picked up at 7:15. And then, yeah, Sunday I'm going to plan a good excursion. So I will check back in tomorrow with you guys and let you know all about my therapy session and then how tomorrow goes and everything else. So love and light to all always, and thank you again for your support.